Hello out there, welcome to day 7. It's a bittersweet day. I'm sad that it's ending, but I'm happy that you guys have all been with me for 7 days of strumming. I hope that you found yourself elevating your strumming, adding some interesting elements to your strumming and breaking away from that go-to strum. So in today's lesson, we're going to check out a new pattern called down, down. Now it may seem simple, but there's a kind of cool little element to it that will help you emulate the piano. But before we get started, I want you guys to do me a little favor. In the comments below, I'd love to hear what you guys would like to see for the next series. Is it finger picking? Is it different types of strums? Is it bar chords? I don't know. You tell me. I love hearing from you guys. I love all the discussion we have going here and the community that we're growing. So get on that, get tuned up, and let's start strumming. The strumming pattern that we're going to look at is pretty simple. It's down, tick. Now that tick, I'm calling a down strum. So you'll see it identified below as an uppercase D and a lowercase d. So the uppercase is down, and then your thumb will also tick the top string, and that's your second down. So here is the key little element here. Now, as always, we're starting off muted here, so my left hand is just touching the strings, or if you're a lefty, your fretting hand is touching the strings. So what I'm doing is, I'm in good position here. My hand is covering the sound hole. I'm taking my index finger and I'm sweeping it through across the strings. But when I do that, my thumb is not following. So I don't have my fingers attached to each other. I'm not pulling them both through. I'm just pulling my index finger through. So just try this by itself before you even start the strum. Hold your hand here and just sweep your finger through and watch your thumb. And make sure that your thumb is not taking a trip down with your fingers. Your thumb is staying here, because the next move is finger, and then the thumb will tick the top string. So let's try that very, very slowly here. So the way that we'll count it is just like if you were counting a down up strum. So it's very simple, 4/4 time. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's try that nice and slow together. Keep your eyes here on your strumming hand, and let's try it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you need to spend a little time just doing the muted version of the strum, I think that's a great idea. I was just talking to somebody in the comments about playing in front of the TV. So, you know, let's say you're sitting around with your family and, you know, maybe your family gets annoyed like mine used to get when I'd sit in front of the TV and play guitar and they were trying to hear things. You can always mute the neck and you can kind of play nice and quietly. You can practice these little techniques while you're watching TV or maybe your favorite YouTube channel, whatever you're doing. You can kind of do this little muted strum. Just a little extra tip there. So let's move on to a single chord. What's that I hear? I believe it's a metronome. Don't be scared. The metronome is your friend. So now that we're going to do a single chord strum, we're going to take a look at playing with a metronome. Now, playing with a metronome is super important because it's really going to build your timing. Your timing is of utmost importance when you get into rhythm, especially as you get into, you know, a little bit more challenging patterns. But for this, I really wanted to integrate this. I know some of you have left comments about how to play with a metronome. I thought this would be a good chance to do so. So we're going to play the progressions with a metronome today, but before we do that, we're going to go at 50 beats per minute. So the metronome will be in this recording, but also if you want to do this on your own, I'm just giving you the tempo, 50 BPM to start, so you can do it on your own. So let's try this with a C chord only. Now, I'm going to put the metronome on here. So the way that you count with a metronome, so we're in 4/4 time, that's where you would want to set your metronome, is on the beat is 1, in between the beat is and. So I'll just give you a little quick demonstration here. So I start off by counting with a metronome. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now I'm going to implement my strum into that. So I start by counting before I start strumming. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. The first chord progression is meant to emulate a familiar Beatles song. I think it was called Let It Be. So the chord progression is C, G, A minor, F, C, G, E7, F. And we're going to do each of those 2 times. So 2 times would be down, 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 or 1 and 2 and. So you're going to switch after 1 and 2 and. All right, so for this play along, we're going to do 60 and 70 beats per minute for those of you following at home. So let's count in with the metronome, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, G, 2, A minor, 2, F, 2, C, 2, G, 2, E7, F, back to the C, A minor, F, 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and E and 2 and. Let's do it one more time. G, 2, A minor, 2, F, 2, C, 2, G, 2, E7. Last time on the F and on C. All right, now we're going to get cruising a little bit faster here at 70 beats per minute. If you need to go back and stick with 60, that's no problem. But if you're ready to go a little bit faster, here we go. Counting in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and F, 2, C, 2, G, 2, E7, 1 and 2 and G and 2 and minor, F, C, G, E7. Last time, back to C. Keep smiling, A minor, F. You love the metronome, you really do. G, E7 last time on the F and on C. Now we're going to move into a second progression. That's right, more strumming. Gotta love it. So the progression we're going to do right now is C, C major 7, C7, F, D7, G, and G7. So for all of those chords, we're going to do 4 times. Except on the last 2 chords, G and G7, twice on each. So again, this counts as 1, 1, and. So just so you have an idea there as we go. You'll see all the graphics below, so follow along. We're going to do this at 60 and 70 beats per minute. So here we go with the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, C major 7 and 4, C7, 2, to the F, 2, 3, 4, D7, to the G, 2, switch to G7, back to C, 2, 3, 4, 3, C7, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4. Comes the dominant 7, 2, 3, 4, G, G7, end on C. All right, now we're bumping it up to 70 for you speed demons out there that need a little bit more. Here we go. Count with the metronome to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2. C7, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, D7. To the G twice, G7 twice, back to C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F and 2 and 3. D7, you're almost there. To G, G7, last time, make it your best one yet. 2, 3, major 7. C7, 2, 3, 4 to the F, 2, and D7. It's the last time we're going to strum this series. G, G7, end on C. Woo! That was a lot. But that's what I wanted. I wanted you guys to have a lot more time strumming. So again, thank you so much for joining me for the series. It's been enlightening for us. I hope it's been enlightening for you. I hope you've moved into some new areas of your strumming that you never thought were possible. That was the whole point of this series. So I thank you all. I really appreciate the engagement. I love talking to you guys in the comments, so keep those coming wherever you are. I want to hear from you. And a few other things, if you like these videos, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we're going to have a new series coming out as well as a new strumming course, which will be available. It'll be available this fall. Can you tell I've been talking on camera quite a bit? Last but not least, there's some merchandise that you guys might see floating below you in these videos. And some of you have asked, hey Kevin, how can I support your channel? Because I don't see that you have a Patreon or anything like that. Well, you can buy the merch, you can rep the merch, you can take pictures of yourself in the merch, and you can tag us on Instagram at All4Uke. And that's how you can support the channel. And we might be putting a Patreon together, so look out for that soon. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the strumming series. It's been a blast. I look forward to the next series, which, reminder, let me know in the comments below which series you would like that to be. Thanks so much. I'm Kevin. I really appreciate you guys. I'll see you soon.